Every new Star Wars book comes with a list of new fun facts, Easter eggs, and connections to other Star Wars stories. Thrawn Ascendancy, Chaos Rising by Timothy Zahn is no different. Today I'm going to go through everything I caught in the book. There will be some light spoilers ahead. Admiral Ar'alani isn't a small enough connection to be an Easter egg, but she is still a character from Star Wars Legends who first appeared in Outbound Flight. She has since appeared in all 4 canon Thrawn books. Star Wars Legends also set up the basis for the Chiss governmental hierarchy of the 9 ruling families first mentioned in the book Survivor's Quest. The family breakdown, including family ranks, was also established in Legends. Chaos Rising greatly expands upon Chiss society and culture, and I'll cover that in a future video, but all of that stuff was first created for Legends material. Most of the ruling family names are new for canon, but the Chaff and Myth families were first established in Legends as well. The Chiss have their own name for the unknown regions, which they call the Chaos, and that's just badass. Where do you live? The Chaos! Okay then. They also call the known galaxy, where most Star Wars stories take place, lesser space. I don't think they mean that as an insult, but more to say that it's a smaller area than the Chaos. I love that. I really want us to keep exploring the unknown regions. Let's find more weird, new Star Wars stuff. The Chiss Ascendancy is protected by the Expansionary Defense Fleet, which was first created way back in 1998 for Timothy Zahn's book, Vision of the Future. If you haven't guessed by now, a lot of this video is going to be talking about the canonization of all the Chiss stuff from Star Wars Legends, but their homeworld of Chilla or Tsilla or however you pronounce it is seen for the first time in canon in this book. I believe it first appeared in the 2002 book, The New Jedi Order Dark Journey. Saplar, the planet's capital, is also brought back into canon. It's still described as being frozen on the surface, with much of the planet's infrastructure having moved underground. Chilla was once noted as Thrawn's homeworld as well, but I no longer believe that's the case. I won't say more than that for fear of spoilers. Many other less notable Legends Chiss Ascendancy planets are mentioned, including Theatera, Naporar, Rintor, Kinos, Skessa, Pesfavri, Masos, Avidich, Sarvchi, and Jamaron. Early in the book, Thrawn is said to be recovering from injuries sustained during the Vagari pirate operations. The Vagari were Legends enemies of the Chiss, and specifically Thrawn in the book Outbound Flight. Some of the consequences of that book are mentioned, including the death of one Mithrasiphus, or Thras for short. In Legends, Thras was Thrawn's brother, but that connection is not made in Chaos Rising. In fact, Thrawn is revealed to have been adopted into the Myth family from the Kivu family as a merit adoptive. While he was a merit adoptive in Legends, he was always born a Myth. It would appear that some of his Legends origin story has been changed. 2 of the cruisers under Thrawn's command in Outbound Flight are also mentioned. The Springhawk was his flagship in the book, and the Whirlwind took part in the story as well. One other Chiss vessel is called the Stingfly, probably after a local creature, because Thrawn teaches a small lesson mentioning stingflies in the first Thrawn book. I do not believe Thrawn is meant to be recovering from the events of Outbound Flight specifically, because that happened much earlier in the Legends timeline, but these connections are still very cool, and it's apparent that some very similar events took place. Nut paste sandwiches are mentioned, and I think we can finally say there is a Star Wars equivalent to peanut butter. We did it, everyone. Let's pack up and go home. Admiral Ar'alani's ship in this book is called the Vigilant. It shares its name with 4 other cruisers throughout canon and Legends. But hers is specifically called a Night Dragon Man of War. I would guess it's the same class of ship as the Steadfast, which she commands in other Thrawn books. Interestingly, the Steadfast is another commonly used name for ships, having appeared 3 other times in canon and 7 times in Legends. The Chiss Ascendancy's policy of avoiding preemptive combat is back. That was the reasoning behind Thrawn's exile in Legends, although that reasoning was explained much differently in the first new canon Thrawn book. Thrawn and Ar'alani visit an art gallery together and admire a piece that, quote, dates back to Chiss participation in the wars between the Galactic Republic and the Sith Empire. They recall that era as not a particularly glowing time for their people. I imagine this is in reference to the Chiss species inclusion in the Old Republic MMO, which Timothy Zahn has written for, but any mention of the Old Republic and ancient wars always grabs my attention. The unknown regions are full of various species, and so many trade languages are used to communicate. Zahn reuses many that he created for Star Wars Legends, including Miskalth, Minisiat, Tarja, Chun, and Sai Beastie. Like the Chiss Skywalkers, we meet another group of people who can navigate the unknown regions using the Force. They call the Force the Great Presence. In the book Thrawn Alliances, Thrawn tells Anakin about Skywalkers and has a sad expression as he does so. Chaos Rising tells us why. When he was 3 years old, his older sister was taken away to be a Skywalker with little warning and no explanation. Actually, Chaos Rising's timeline meets up with the start of Thrawn Alliances near the end of the story. Thrawn comes across Padme's handmaiden Duja, and then he teams up with Anakin. The book then jumps ahead to after those events and carries on with the story in the unknown regions. But that also means the planet Batuu from Star Wars Galaxy's Edge appears again. The patriarch of the Myth family states that barring something unforeseen or uncontrollable, Thrawn will never taste more than temporary defeat. I believe Timothy Zahn has said those exact words in more than one interview, including with me. At the end of the book, there is talk of giving Thrawn command of Picket Force 2. That was the Frontier Patrol unit he commanded in outbound flight. And that's everything I caught in the book. If you want to check out Thrawn Ascendancy Chaos Rising for yourself, you can pick it up for free on Audible by clicking on the link in the description or by going to www.audibletrial.com/Star Wars Explained. The audiobook is out right now, and the production value on all the Star Wars audiobooks is very high with sound effects and music. It's like listening to a movie. Signing up for an Audible trial will get you a credit for one free audiobook, and you can use it on Chaos Rising, or just about any Star Wars book you can think of, or get any book you want. The point is, you get a free book, and you'll be supporting the channel when you do. But that's it for today. If you haven't already, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, and consider checking out our Patreon page. As always, thanks for watching, and may the Force be with you.